My wife and I, we voted for Hillary, and that didn't work out. I don't know if you guys got the news. That did not. That pony did not place. We tried. We tried. Everyone in my neighborhood is sad, and they're hoping he fails. I'm not. I'm rooting for him because I live here. That's my reason for rooting for him. I hope he doesn't do all the crazy stuff he said, but I'm rooting for him because it's weird to root against the president of the country you live in. That's like rooting against your parents. And then coming home and being surprised the fridge is empty. That's like, yeah, you booed Mom and Dad enough, and now there's no Sunny D. How do you feel about it? I'll be honest, I'm still nervous. I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous. Because historically, nothing good has ever happened when the rednecks are happy. I'm not saying that can't change in the next 4 years, but in our history, that's never been the case. In our history, anytime there's a bunch of people going, woohoo! That's followed by centuries of the rest of us going, we are so sorry. Those people were out of line. I apologize. They are no longer in charge. We're so divided. I can feel it this year. Everyone just picked a side and went, ugh. Doesn't matter who you voted for, you'll just look at each other like, there's one of them. Look at his stupid face. His stupid face, yeah. It's so weird. I blame the internet. I blame Facebook, social media. I don't think we're all supposed to know each other. I don't think we're all supposed to be connected. I don't think that was ever the plan. Because it ruined things. You can't have acquaintances anymore. Remember acquaintances? They're people you kind of knew. And that was it. His name's Rich. He works at the hardware store. We talk about sports. And that is all you knew about Rich. And it was fine. And that's all you needed to know about Rich. But no more. Now you got to be friends with Rich on Facebook. And you're like, oh my God. Rich is in the Ku Klux Klan. I had no idea. I thought he just loved the Chargers. But no, there's more. And he's a high-ranking member. He's wearing a purple robe. He's not a foot soldier. He's doing their bookkeeping. This was unexpected. So weird. I did some adult things this year. I did do that. I fixed a toilet at my house, which I'm really proud of. Thank you. Yeah, most people are like, who cares? Well, you don't know enough about me, all right? I grew up without a dad, and I've rented my entire life, okay? You don't fix things when you rent. Let me tell you homeowners about that. You don't fix things when you rent. You work around them until the lease is up, and then you go rent a new place with a working whatever that is. That's how it works. But my wife she didn't grow up that way. So I came home from the road, and she's like, the toilet's hissing. And I'm like, okay, well, we got 3 more months. And then we'll find a place without a hissing toilet. And she goes, you gotta go fix it. And well, why me? That's sexist. Why do I have to go? Neither of us know how to use that Stanley tool set your mom bought us for Christmas. Like, why do I have to go? That's not fair. But she's like, you got it. So I went in there. And by the way, it wasn't a bowl issue. Any idiot with forearms can fix a bowl issue. I was working in the tank, all right? That's the motherboard of the toilet. People make a living off of working in the tank, all right? They go to community college for a couple years to learn how to work in the tank. That's just not anybody off the street messing around in the tank in there. I don't know if you flipped a tank open recently. How archaic is that business in there? Has that ever been updated? They just made one invention on the toilet tank and like, yeah, we're good forever. That'll be good. That ought to work for the rest of the time. I looked in there. It looked like an erector set from the 50s. That's what it looked like in there. Or it reminded me of that board game Mousetrap. Remember Mousetrap? That's what's in there. You hit the lever, a marble comes down. Jolly Green Giant flies over, a flap opens up. I couldn't make sense of it. I'm just staring into the tank, and the worst part is I can see my own dumb face in the reflection in the bottom of the tank. It's staring back at you, and I'm hoping for like a Disney moment, like maybe the water will ripple away, and there's my dad staring back at me like, adjust the float, son, and I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad, and then he ripples away. Yeah, that didn't happen. I had to go on YouTube. That's how I fixed it. I had to go on YouTube. I had to watch a video someone else's dad made so I could fix my toilet. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for playing all.
But I'm glad we're here. We're celebrating the new year, 2024. Doesn't it feel like that's probably going to be the last year that we... I don't know why, but 2025 seems hard to imagine. 2024 might be the last one, you know? I don't know. It's going to be a big year. We're going to answer a lot of questions, I think. Like, can a country participate in a world war while also having a civil war at home? I think that's going to be a big question next year. And listen, I am not pushing for a civil war. I don't want that. That would mess with my tour schedule. I would not be into a civil war. I hope it doesn't happen. But also, if it does, is it really technically a civil war if only one side has weapons? Like, technically, you know what I mean? If one side's like, hey, and the other side's like, whoa, like, oh, you were serious. All right. I thought we were just talking trash on the internet. I didn't know you meant it. All right. Anyway, it's good to be here. I like this mix. This is good. This is good. I haven't been to Oklahoma City since 2021. Is anyone here at that show? Yeah, all right. One guy. All right. That's what I like. Return business. That's what I like. One guy was like, yeah, I'm coming back for that. Everyone's like, we've seen it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. If I had known, I wouldn't have asked the question. But here we are, man. I like it out here. I like it. You just come in, it's nice and flat. It's good. It's like, I love it. This whole area is just like a well-made bed for a tornado. Just nice and, like, I get why it works here, you know? You're like, oh yeah, it can just go anywhere right there. It's not impeded by mountains or too many big things. It can just rip right through whatever it wants. Yeah, it's hard to laugh at because you guys live here. I get it. As soon as I said it, I'm like, what am I doing right now? This is what these people live with. And I'm like, right? Wicked tornadoes? And you're like, yeah. Ha 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 ha. What the hell's wrong with this guy? Yeah, I'm glad I'm here. We flew in today. I came in from New York. It was weird. Normally it's a direct flight, but there's no direct JFK to Oklahoma City. I had to connect. So that's always fun. I looked it up. Nobody. Not Spirit. Nobody. That means no one's doing direct business between Oklahoma City and you're like, what? Yeah, I mean, we can get you there. What time you gotta be there by? Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. You like Atlanta? You're gonna stop in Atlanta. And so you're gonna stop for a little bit. Good. Yeah, we had, I don't know, man, people are annoying. This is the time of year where people are extra annoying. This is when people fly that don't fly, and they just kind of stand there, you know? They get off a plane, and they'll just be like, where's my next gate at? And they'll just stop in the middle of the jetway. There's a whole line of people behind them go, excuse me, can you die? Can you move to the side and die? That would be great. I have to see where my next gate is. I'm like, you're never gonna make it at this pace. I'm gonna let you know that right now. We had a lingerer. We were waiting for the next flight to board, this one, and there was a dude, he interrupted. He had the worst Have you ever had someone interrupt your conversation that they weren't in with just their breath? I've never had that happen before. My wife and I were talking, and then I just, oh! And I looked at her and I knew it wasn't her. You ever smell some breath and you're like, I know my wife, that is not her. And it was that middle-aged man breath. You know that breath where you're like, oh, that's from deep inside. That's some long-seated regret and whiskey and an undigested piece of filet mignon that kind of came up. And he wasn't even talking. He was just one of these guys. And he wafted into our faces, and I'm like, ah! And we both stared at him, but he's one of those guys just completely out to lunch, just like, uh-huh. And then we shimmied over, and he followed. And I'm like, what is wrong with humanity? We're driving to Tulsa from Oklahoma City. Last night's show was last night's show. It went well. It went great. Tried out a bunch of new jokes. They worked. They didn't work. You know, it's trying out new jokes. But now I'm in this high-end Hyundai Palisade, which I think is the neighborhood where the Kardashians live. This car has a feature, and they really should tell you about these features when you rent the car. Once we got on this highway and we started going straight, the seat just hugged my sides, like came up around me, like a creepy boss in an 80s movie coming up behind the secretary to give a nice little shoulder massage. That's what this just did. It just went, and it just made me go, oh, I need a raise. That's what it made me feel. It's Emma's day to decide what we're doing. She picked Hobby Lobby.
I've never been.
This is where you wanted to hang out. Let's get this over with.
Stop pretending like you don't want to go to Hobby Lobby.
I will be on my phone a lot. I honestly don't know which one to pick.
Look who came around to Hobby Lobby.
I didn't know they had this in. Look at this. Human anatomy. It all comes apart in case you want your kid to grow up to be a doctor or a serial killer. Remember Stretch Armstrong? This is the new version. You can pull them 4 times. 4 times the stretch.
I love how I'm done.
I'm not done.
You're still looking.
I don't want to be rushed.
We're still here.
I said I'm a big fan of the Hoblob.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's Hobby Lobby for short. This is the Airbnb section. This is what you put up at your Airbnb if there's a pond in the backyard. Let's make it look all beachy. We just ate at the Dilly Diner. Delicious. More salt than you could ever hope for. It's one of the best cups of coffee I've ever had. I drink it black, and it's just dark and roasty and chocolatey. But it's so good to be here. I've been to Tulsa before. It's nice to be back. I like what you've done with the place. I'm a big fan. I like performing here. This feels like it used to be a furniture store. Like you can almost see someone trying out a Tempur-Pedic, you know. The salesman's like, we'll give you a 100-year warranty on this here mattress. And you're like, how long do you think I'm gonna live? You know? Seems a little extra. No one's passing out a deathbed. You know? Thank you, 3 people. Everyone else, I'm like, well, why does that matter? Tempur-Pedic's a Tempur-Pedic, last time I checked. Had a good time. My wife and I checked out Tulsa. We went down to the downtown area. They have different names, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, there's like the big building part, and then there's the other part where there used to be real industry, but now you sell coffee over there. You know what I'm talking about, that area where you're like, oh yeah, that's when we used to do stuff and make stuff, and now there's someone making a latte, you know? We went down over there, we went and ate at Dilly's. Yeah, does anyone know that? Okay. I thought that was it. There's just one guy who's like, yeah, that's a place. Everyone else is like, huh, you ate there? Good luck, all right? I got a real judgy stare from this section over here. Like, he's not finishing this set. He's gonna be running for those double doors here in about 20 minutes. We had a good time. Good food, good coffee. That good, like, jacked up coffee where you're like, I can take over the world. You know? And then we thought about going to the mall, and there was a line, the traffic heading into the mall. We made a last second diverge into a Hobby Lobby. That's where we went. Yeah. It was my wife's idea. She's like, Hobby Lobby? And I'm like, what? And she's like, I've never been to one. And I'm like, it's just a bigger Michael's. And you're shaking your head, and you're right. You are correct. Because I went in there, and I was like, I was so wrong. I've never wanted to own a home more. Then as soon as I walked into a Hobby Lobby, I'm like, I want one of everything. We need a 10-bedroom house with a basement. I need a Nintendo controller doormat. I need 8 paintings of a cow with a hat on it. There were so many paintings of a cow with a hat. And I'm like, that means a lot of people are buying them. That meant they released one painting with a cow with a hat, and the general manager's like, you got any more? Because we're sold out. Might want to do different variations. Maybe some with a fedora. Maybe some with a sun hat. Let's have some variation, because people are getting grabby here in Tulsa for the cows wearing the hats. God, I loved Hobby Lobby. That was so good. Man, they have a giant toy section. I'm 36, but I gravitate to the toy aisle. That part of me has not grown up at all. And it's getting to the point where I'm like, we should have a kid just so this isn't as creepy. That's the only reason I want to have a kid, just so I'm not looking at the toys like, oh, boxing out kids. Like, hey, this isn't... I'm trying to get a look at the merchandise. I loved it. I actually bought a thing. I bought a model car. One of those, like, you put them together with the glue, and then you paint them. I remember I had one, like, in the 2nd grade, and my mom got it for me, and then I cried, and she built it. And I remember that's how it went. I opened it, and she's like, how's it going? And just tears welled up in my eyes. I was like, what's a crankshaft? And she ended up building it. It wasn't better. Bless her sweet little heart. She tried. That's not where the steering wheel goes. But I got this. It was like there's like levels. It's like level 1 to 5. I don't know if you've ever done this. And I thought it was like a medium 3 or something. I looked, it's a level 5. All right, it says 13 and up. But no, that's like for like, if you're 13 and you happen to be young Sheldon or something. That's what they mean. Not just I'm 36 and I opened the box and I'm like, they didn't give us nothing. They didn't paint, all the pieces look the same. I was just like, oh no. So I started looking up YouTube videos of other dorks that do this. And these people have tools, they have X-Acto knives, they have one of those lenses with the magnifying, with the light, and they're like shaving this one guy was like, oh, the body's a little warped, so he brought out a hairdryer and melted it a little to form it to the proper, and then he had a file, and he had different types of sandpaper. Oh, you want to hit this with the 700 grit. Oh, here, you don't want to scuff that too much. I got 3,000 grit right there for the wheel well. You don't want to mess up the wheel well. And I'm just watching this YouTube video in my hotel room with an open box, plastic everywhere. And my wife's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I think I'm gonna light it on fire. I don't think I'm gonna do any of this. I'm about to call my mother crying on FaceTime. Going, you need to get to Tulsa. I don't know how to put together this 71 Oldsmobile. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. You ever do that where you think you want to be some way, but you know, that's not me at all. That's not me at all. 36, I should know who I am at this point. Just be good with it. Just be good with it, man. Had a good Christmas. I hope you guys had a great Christmas. We had a good one, my wife and I. We didn't do anything. We didn't visit family. We visited family before Christmas, so we could have Christmas just me and her. We had moved to New York this year, and we just had a New York Christmas, just me and her. We got us like little Amazon gifts the night before. We wrapped them and gave them to each other Christmas morning. My wife got me a robe. That's what she got me, which I've never owned a robe before, and I love it. That was a big mistake she made, was getting me a robe. I'm like, you're never gonna not see me in a robe now. If it was acceptable, I would do comedy in a robe. Just come out like Hugh Hefner, just, and I'm in a robe. But it's, I loved it. I loved the way it felt. It's comfortable, but then I got a glance at myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be wearing a robe. I think robes are for women. I think that's who robes are for. They look good on women. Women look good in robes. They look relaxed. They look like they just came from the spa. Maybe got a facial, or maybe they just got out of a bubble bath after they had a glass of wine. They look very luxurious, relaxed. A man in a robe just looks like he got done with some illegal sex. That's what it looks like. It's a little sleazy. Right? Like, you look at a man in a robe, you can almost hear the siren in the distance. It's just a very upset Amish family off to the side. It's like, I'll be leaving soon. I like how people awe at that part. I didn't say what happened. That was your own imagination. You made up your own story at the end of that. Yeah, I think robes are for women, man. Like when my wife wears a robe, it's classy but sexy too. You're like, ooh, maybe something will slip out, you know? I was wearing a robe, my wife was like, oh, you're still supposed to wear underwear with it. Like, what are you? And I was like, that doesn't feel right. It's like wearing a hat on a hat. Why would I wear underwear with a robe? We had a good Christmas. It was a very good Christmas. Got a good robe. Yeah, we went out. We got lost in New York. That's what we did. We hopped on the subway, took it to Central Park, and with all the other tourists, you just went down. You're like, yeah, you were right. We made all the wrong decisions. We should have been at Hobby Lobby. That's where we should have been. Should have gone to Hobby Lobby, taken advantage of the sales. But instead, we went to Central Park, and we had fun. You know, it was a little too much. It was too many people. So we brought a little joint with us, took a little hit. You know, like we're like teenagers in a high school parking lot getting ready for algebra. Just a little something so the equations make sense, you know? And so we took a little toke at the park, and now we're high at the park, which is fun. I like being high at a park. That's where you should be high. You shouldn't be high somewhere else, like the Hobby Lobby, all right? They will kick you out. They're gonna call the police. They're like, this guy's been staring at that cow for so long. He's looking at it like it's a mirror, and it isn't. But yeah, I realized very quickly New York is not the city where marijuana goes with. That's not, you want all your senses in that city. You want to be up to speed with what's coming. Because we moved there in April, and I've been waiting for the moment where like a homeless guy comes up and starts something, and then I get to use my boxing, you know? Like I fantasized about this. I've been taking a boxing class for 6 years. I've never fought anybody, but you know, I hit the bag and the hand pillows, and if you've ever done that for like an hour, you're like, I think I might be a weapon of mass destruction. I'm pretty sure if anyone messes with me, they're gonna die. I don't think it's gonna go good for them. And so I've been fantasizing about this. Like, someone's gonna come up to my wife and go blah blah and yell, and I'll be like, hey, hey, hey. And then I show up, give him a 1-2, give him maybe pivot, hit him with a hook. My wife's off to the side. Oh my God! And I wink at her while I'm in the middle of pugilism. Just give her a little. You want a couple shots? No? He's here. He's here. And then afterwards we go back and make passionate sweet love at home. That was my fantasy the entire time. And it finally happened. We were at Central Park, and a wild homeless man came up and yelled at my wife, but I was high. I wasn't ready. So he showed up and he's like, get out of my face! And he like spit and it landed on my wife, and I was like, whoa! That was my moment. And my wife, we did not make love that night, all right? We had a long conversation about protection and how I need to be there for her. And I was like, baby, I didn't know, like it was just, that's not the state of mind you need to be in for aggression. You know, like it all happened so fast and slow at the same time. He was fast and I was very slow. And it's just not how I wanted it to start. That's good. And you guys are here for New Year's, which is wonderful. And for the 7:30 show, well, you know? What a way to let us all know. You'll be in bed by 10. I love it. We'll be in bed by 10 o'clock with fuzzy slippers on. Watching the East Coast countdown. Try to kiss your significant other quickly before they fall asleep. And then, trust me, I wish I could join you. I wish. I have a show after this, and I'm not looking forward to it, all right? You know why? Because you guys get it. A good set, like the people that show up to a 7:30 New Year's Eve show, you guys get it. You know what New Year's is, all right? You know what it is. You don't want to start tomorrow with a hangover. You don't want to start a New Year. You know what New Year's is, all right? You've done enough of them. You get it. You get it. It's a new year. It's Sunday, all right? It's a Sunday. Let's act accordingly. This is the show I'm looking forward to. The 10:30 show? Those are people that have high expectations for their New Year's Eve. They're trying to make up for a horrible 2023 where everything went wrong. And they're like, but it's New Year's Eve, and I'm gonna drink all the drinks, and tomorrow it's a new me. And I gotta entertain broken people, all right? Those are broken people I'm gonna have to make giggle, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off. Because I'm gonna be wishing I was in my hotel across the street, just laying with my wife, just dum-dum, like that's what I wanna go do. But We're doing it. All right. New Year's Eve in a strip mall. We're doing it. This is how it's meant to be done. Not at a 4-star hotel with a live band. No, we want to be across the parking lot from a Chipotle. A closed Chipotle. You guys will never forget the year you rung in 2024 in an over-air-conditioned den. All right, this is getting you ready for the climate change that is coming. It might be too cold next year. You got to get ready for it. Might be too hot next year. Gotta get ready for it. Get ready for it all. All right, thank you guys so much for coming out. I didn't know that's how I was gonna start. But I just started saying stuff. One more time for all the comics you've seen, and I make it loud for them. We're here. I like it. I was curious to know who was gonna come out, because I'm like the early show was packed with people that I could tell would be in bed by 10. And, which I've been in Tulsa for the last couple days. It looked like most of the township. If I'm being honest, most of the town would look like they were going to bed by 10. Even just today, trying to go do some regular business. Most places were closed. And I was like, oh, maybe that's for, because it's New Year's. No, that's just every Sunday. Every Sunday is, you guys run Chick-fil-A hours around here. And so I was curious to know who's going to come out. And I like the group that we have. This is a ragtag group. Like, this feels like a meeting. I like this. This feels like a city council meeting, and we're gonna bring in the new year. I like that we're the only thing open in the strip mall. I like that. This is the only thing happening. Some cars are gonna drive by and like, whoa, there's a lot of cars parked. Something going on at the Cava? What's going on? People still getting Mediterranean bowls? What do we got? We got 7 minutes to showtime. When do we pull down the thing?
1 more minute.
In what?
5 minutes till.
5 minutes still, so 3 more minutes we're gonna do this. You can tell we rehearsed this to a T this morning. We were here going 5, 6, 7, 8. Listen, I don't want you to think we're running a ragtag situation. We're gonna pull up the finest YouTube live stream of the countdown. We are gonna project it on that screen, and boy, when I tell you, after that happens, I guess we go home. I don't, just split it with me, and we'll do it traditional, Oh, there's the big screen. I told you it was coming down. I didn't want it to frighten you. Make sure can you put Dick Clark, is Dick Clark still alive? God rest his soul. Carson Daly, perhaps? Who's the new Dick Clark? Ryan Seacrest? I'll take that one. Yeah, good old Ryan Seacrest. If someone would have said he was dead, I would have left the stage. I'd be like, not Ryan. He's the picture of health. But what we are going to do is I'm going to bring up all the comedians and my lovely wife to help bring in the new year. Please clap it up. Come on up, everybody. Oh, my wife Emma's coming in first. Come on up, sweetheart. We got Travis, Cameron, and Landry left. He was the orange fella that thought you guys didn't like him. But don't worry, we gave him a pep talk. He's doing all right. He's flattening your guys' tires in the parking lot. This is good. We didn't plan this out. I got 4 minutes to kill with all you guys standing up here. God damn, we didn't plan this out at all. All right, well. I did that, yeah. Dude, I rushed through that so fast because I knew they were dropping this. I was looking at my phone going, I gotta get through this story before they drop the thing. There it is. Who's that? Oh, we got an ad? Of course. Listen, we spared no expense to bring you guys the countdown. Once we're done getting through these Blue Chew commercials, we will show you. Thank you. That was for 3 people that listen to podcasts. Then we will get to the countdown. It's Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande. All right, this is good. 10, 9. I'm sorry. It's too soon. I also want to bring up, I've had a lovely weekend working with these two, but it also looks like these two would have bullied me in high school for very different reasons. Doesn't it? Like, Travis, of course, just bullying me for being short, and then Cameron just for owning a Will Smith CD or something. Are you a big Will Smith fan?
I'm not allowed to get jiggy with it on my work.
No, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. You look like you have an eclectic music taste. What is happening? What is this? Oh, I'm so glad I'm filming this. This is going on YouTube. Oh, this is... When I started, I told you we will not see 2025. And this is the best way to bring in the last year that there's ever been. Oh my God, please don't accidentally open your history. That would really change the show. Oh, bless his heart. Here we are. You want to right-click on that? No. Can one of the wait staff help the fella out? Here we are. There, maybe that one. Nope. Wait, is that live? We don't know. Oh, no. Don't worry, I got a seconds on my Apple Watch. We'll get to it.
Elon Musk are you doing in 2024?
In 2023, the only thing we could agree on is Taylor Swift. You know what we're going to be able to agree on in 2024? Taylor Swift again.
Counting down to the year.
Hey, all right, I know that guy.
Robin Rock. Right before New Year's, rocking in.
It's kind of embarrassing to have way more famous people over my shoulder. And you're like, oh yeah, we could have done that.
We are nearly there, ladies and gentlemen. Have you had a good night here at the Sydney Opera House?
It's the Australian
Have you had a good night
countdown.
at home,
All
ladies
right.
and gentlemen? What an amazing show we've had. A big thank you to you for being here tonight. To everyone watching at home, the ABC viewers are the best in the world.
This isn't even the American countdown.
I'm just
I
going
want
through
to
the
mention.
checklist in my head, Charlie. What have we got? A whole bunch of
Couldn't have gone
fireworks.
worse.
Check. A global audience watching. Check.
Who are these
A TV
Aussies?
audience with the best seat in the house.
Yep.
Check.
Thank you to all the bands who performed tonight. King Stingray, Casey Donovan, Brett Perez, Angie McMahon, Mark and Eva Seymour, Genesis Owusu, Confidence Man Harry Connick Jr. and Jess Malboy.
This couldn't have gone better.
Remarkable backing band. On drums, Brendan
Dude,
Tan.
we got
On
3
bass, Adam
seconds.
Ventura. Our guitarist, Kat Ayala.
It's
and
New
Tina
Year
Temple.
now.
On
We didn't
keys,
even do a
Dave
countdown.
Allen, strings.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Jasmine
I'm
Barrett,
so
Ashley
sorry.
Goodman, and
Happy
Hannah
New
Oliver.
Year.
Our brass team as well, they were amazing. And of course, our backing singers, who were just phenomenal on stage.
I just looked behind the counter. There's no one working the booth. I love
Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? It's almost time.
no one back there. That guy left.
7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Woo! Good old Australia. Yeah. USA. 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 That couldn't have been scripted funnier than how it came out. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, I'm going to be on tour all year, 2024. Might be the last one. So, go to zoltancomedy.com, look at the tour schedule. If you don't see your town, sign up for my mailing list. I promise I'm going to try to come, and I'll see you out there on the road. It's a Wednesday night. How's it going? We're at the mall on a Wednesday. How are you? That was very polite. Some people wooing, some people clapping. This lady just politely waving. Hello. Hi, how are you? Yes, I have the most kind audience members at all of my shows. They're like, woo, yeah. Hi, there you are. So good. Thank you guys so much for coming out. One more time for all the comics you've seen tonight. Make it loud for them. Yeah. So good to be here. I love performing at this mall. This is the nicest mall to perform at. Trust me, I perform at malls all over the country, and most of them look closed. And Not this one. This one looks like malls used to look. It's like we stepped back into 1985 and we're like, whoa! Feels good. Feels energized, you know? Because then there's the rest of Irvine, which is just corporate offices for businesses you used to go to. It's so weird. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I remember BlackBerry. Oh, that's where they do their taxes. All right. And you're like, oh my God, a Taco Bell? Corporate? All right. That means there's like an office somewhere with just documents of how many chalupas they sold. 2023. Some guy over there going, I gotta keep up with these chalupa sales. An accountant on Tex-Mex. That's why I like Irvine. I like what you guys got going on. Everything's curated. Everything. Your HOA is on point. No one's going wild with the painting of their houses. Everything's. We got it down to about 3 swatches. No one's hanging up basketball hoops. There's none of that here. You guys got a stiff HOA board out here. Manicured lawns. No one has a relative in an RV. There's none of that going on over here. I like that. You guys are running a tight ship. I appreciate that. Running a tight ship. Day before Thanksgiving, trying to have some fun, right? Before you gotta sit down with the family. Yeah? I love Thanksgiving. It's the best one. It's a holiday. It's all about the food. No gifts. No gifts. You don't have to pretend to say thank you. You don't have to go, oh, how'd you guess? You know, none of that. You can just be like, more. Please feed me more. None of that. All you have to do is shut up. That's all you have to do. Just smile. It's the best holiday. God, I love it. It's good to be here. I flew in from New York today. I flew in, into San Diego. Should have flown closer. Flew to San Diego, got a rental car, and I'm like, what have we done? I think I forgot how long that drive is. From San Diego to here is somewhere between an hour to 6 hours, depending on where everyone is headed on that certain holiday. Man, that drive north, everyone's headed south. Like it's, remember that movie The Day After Tomorrow where the world's ending? And everyone's just heading south like, oh, it's freezing up here. And I'm like, I think we're going the wrong direction. The end of the world is coming from that away. We're hitting it head on. Yeah, flying at this time of year. It's the time of year where everyone that doesn't fly, flies. And it's so noticeable out there. You're like, what? Last week I got doused with a bottle of Dr. Pepper from a lady who was putting her bag on I had the aisle seat, and she was putting a bag on the overhead. And it's 5 in the morning. I'm like, why is it raining right now? And I look up and there's a liter, but just. And I was like, I think you got a leak there. And she's like, oh no, my Dr. Pepper. You know? Man, drinking Dr. Pepper on a 5 a.m. flight too. Like, I just looked at her, I'm like, man, I hope you didn't forget to lock your storage unit before you left this morning. You're drinking Dr. Pepper at 5 in the morning, you live in a storage unit. You have a YouTube channel about living in that storage unit. I like the chuckles in Irvine, because you guys have too much money to laugh too hard at that. You gotta laugh in between. Well, you know. It's that in-between chuckle. Doused me with Dr. Pepper. And then today, everyone on my flight was extremely elderly. There's nothing wrong with that. That's nice. That shows love. They're in their later years and people aren't coming to visit them. They're like, ship him in. Hey, should we go visit Grandpa? Half his body doesn't work. No, fly him out. We'll bump him up to economy. Like. You know how many old people I watched boarding the flight this morning? I was like, what? And there's one elderly man. I'm not making fun. I am, but I'm not. But it's from a place of love. Really, I'm mad at the family that owns this elderly person. What are you doing, shipping this old man across? Go visit him. He's elderly. He had to use the bathroom like 100 times, and each time he got up, and I'm like, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna. And each time, you ever watch someone go to the bathroom and then they close the door, and I'm like, yeah, but then what's going on in there? What's gonna happen then? Yeah. It's irresponsible. Go visit your family. Don't ship them out like they're an Amazon package, man. Go visit Grandpa in New York. He lives in New York. That's where you're gonna spend Christmas. You guys hush. You're like, that was our grandfather. We shipped him out. I had a nice elderly woman behind me on the flight, and she didn't know how the touchscreen wasn't working for her in the headrest, so she just made sure to jab the hell out of that. That was a 5.5-hour flight, and I'm just over there like, it's the holidays. You have to let it go. It's Thanksgiving, you know? The Native Americans and the Pilgrims came together. They were able to set their differences aside. Come on, it's the holiday season. Pumpkin spice lattes. 5.5 hours, reminding myself not to yell.
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, shared it, subscribed to it, hit the notification bell, do all the things YouTube makes you want to do. Other than that, I wanted to let you know that I'm constantly on tour, so go to my website, zoltancomedy.com, and see if I'm coming to a town near you. Thank you kindly.
Thank you. Thank you. I like that. You held strong. You didn't clap at all. I appreciate that. You're like, you know what? Everyone's doing it. I'm not going to do it. What if I don't? What, are they going to make me? No. I like that. Is everyone going to jump off a bridge? Not this girl. I'll tell you what. She's going to stand strong. It is so good to be here. One more time for all the opening comics you've seen tonight. Brett, Greg, and Ken. Hell yeah. This is so good. This is my first time here, and I like it. This club's been around for a while, and you can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it. Like, I haven't seen this since I went to someone's bathroom in 1992. Like, this is I got a nice house, too. This is a nice... If you had this in your bathroom in you were doing well. Or you just got divorced from someone doing really well. This is nice. The lighting, oh, this is like when they tried to kill Scarface in the movie Scarface. Remember that? They were doing that? I love it. I like it. I like how everything leads down. I like it. There's so many levels. Oh, there's just levels and levels of people. And everyone's above me, and I don't care for that. I'll be honest. Makes me feel down just a touch, but it's so good. Everyone's here in the front, except for that table, just to let me know. I like that. You're not allowed. You're a tier 2. I'm so sorry. Can't bump you down. That's tier 2. There's tiered seating. How are we doing in the mezzanine? Doing all right in the mezzanine? All right. Lower luge or something? I never knew how that one was pronounced either. Ah, man, it's so good to be here. It's my first time. I've been to Ann Arbor before, but never to do comedy. I just came as I came to have lunch once. This is 2018, maybe. It was before the pandemic. Remember before? Remember that? Doesn't that feel like 100 years ago? Like, 2021 feels like yesterday. 2018 feels like, what? That's before I graduated high school. What are you talking about? I came here in like 2018. I was working in Royal Oak, Michigan, and I had a friend who lived here. He's like, come up, let's have some lunch. And I was like, that's cool. We had lunch, and then he's like, you want to go see that? I wanted to see the stadium, the big house. It's like 100,000. I've never been to a 100,000 seat stadium, and I wanted to see it, so we went. And I didn't think we could go inside, but there was actually an event going on. It was Pee Wee football. And I'm like, I kind of want to go in there. And my buddy's like, yeah. And we bought tickets. They charged tickets for Pee Wee football. And they sold it to us. And they were like, I don't think they have any kids in there. I don't know if you ever showed up to a youth event without any children in the game, but you get a lot of side eyes from the other I just wanted to see the stadium, you know? I didn't care. And I went in, and let me tell you, those little kids did not sell a lot of tickets. All right? Like, pretty empty. They could have done it at a smaller venue. Just giving me a tour, you know? Oh, no, it's 100,000 seats. There are 7. Who wants to watch that? I'd be upset if it was sold out. 100,000 people to watch 7-year-olds run a sweep? No, thank you. That's a football play. I like it. I like the energy in this room. It's like there, but it's still summer. And I like it. You guys have the energy of people that were at the lake all day. That's the energy in this room. You're like, well, we got a little sun. Let's go catch a show. We'll go catch a show at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. We'll lean our heads up against some neon lighting and listen to some humor. Got that guy with that. That was a good laugh. That was a good ha ha ha. Yeah. We're opening up. Last night I was in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, there it is again. That's a good laugh. Got Count Dracula in the corner. We're doing all right. Yes. I feel like I'm busting them open with each one of these. If the world's most interesting man had a laugh, it would be that ha 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 ha. It's almost like the laugh Ray Liotta had in those terrible tequila commercials. Do you remember that? Remember like a few years ago, Ray Liotta sold tequila on TV? And he didn't have any lines. It was just him walking in and he'd stare at the bartender like a maniac. Do you remember this? If you don't, I'll just play it out for you. Ray Liotta would walk into a bar being Ray Liotta, and he would just make eye contact with the bartender and go. And then he would eventually be like, this drink? And he's like, and then he'd pull the tequila that the ad was for and be like, this one? And he'd go, and then he'd hold it and he'd go, ah! I am assuming that's what that laugh sounded like if they allowed to put that into the commercial. It's a good laugh. It's a tequila laugh, you know? Right? It's contagious, isn't it? You're coming around. I like it. I can feel it. You regret not clapping now. I can feel it. You're like, you know what? I should have clapped when he came up, because... But I get it. It's weird to clap first. That's like tipping before you get the food, right? Which that's pretty common now. I got Starbucks twice today, and in the drive-thru they make you tip, and I'm like, how do I even know though? How do I know it's gonna be good? How do I know you didn't put too much water in the oatmeal? And you just have to give them the money anyway, you know? They should do a thing. They should, you know? I like tipping at a sit-down restaurant because you get to eat the food first, and you're like, that was amazing. Your service was great. 20%. But in the beginning, you're like, I don't know if you know how to make a brown shaken oat iced latte. Sorry. That is how you know. That is how you know. I'm aging. I'm 36. Not old, but it happens slowly, you know? It's an ideology that changes. Like, I'll watch those Karen videos on TikTok, and sometimes I see their point. Sometimes, right? Not all the times, but sometimes you're like, yeah, where is the manager? I need a receipt, all right? This is a business lunch. I gotta tell the IRS about this. I need an itemized receipt. And that's how you know it creeps up. You're like, ugh, I'm on the wrong end. But yeah, I had a wonderful time last night. I did a show in Columbus, and I drove here from there. And it was a good drive. Nice, you know. I don't like I live in New York now, so I don't drive anymore, so it's nice to drive. I get to catch up on podcasts, and I remember, you know. You ever do that? You ever have a long drive and you just drift off into your thoughts, and you're like, oh yeah, I did that. I owe that person an apology. Oh yeah. That's when you remember, right? You got that long drive, there's nothing but straight for 2 hours. You're like, whoa, I said that? That's what I do. That's why they have cruise control, because they know you're going to drift off into your thoughts. You ever see a driver out there that just dips down to 50, then goes to 80, then goes to 50? They're deep in thoughts. That's what's going on. And they're like, good Lord, I did say that. And then they tip down and they're like, oh no! So I'm on the cruise control, and that's why I don't get mad at other drivers, because I went, it was a PT Cruiser, which it was just me and this PT Cruiser. There were other cars, but it was me and them for the entire drive here. And they would go slow, they would go fast. I had cruise control set to 75, so I was doing the same. And I'm like, man, you are really going through something right now. It was like peeking into someone's therapy session, you know? You're like, you're gonna get there, you're gonna get there. Maybe journaling? I don't know, but it's good you're doing this on the 75 North. This is good. It's a good mix, man. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Came in yesterday I'm horrible at travel. I flew into Cleveland to do a show in Columbus, and then I drove here, and then tomorrow I have a show Sunday I have a show in Sandusky, Ohio. And I learned that none of these are near, kind of. I mean, they're fine. It's not what I do. I am only decent at this, what I'm doing right now. Travel and all that stuff, I'm like, I don't know. Last week I went to the wrong hotel. I went to the wrong Marriott. I'm a Marriott Titanium Elite member. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Look at everyone else. Sad, right? Like, he's better than us. I am, all right? Only because I have the Titanium Elite membership. But I went to the wrong I was in Illinois. I was supposed to go to St. Charles, Illinois. And I landed, I didn't have any sleep in Chicago, and I just put in Marriott, and the first one that came up, I was like, yeah, probably, I don't know. And I showed up. You ever not sleep and then try to drive immediately? And then so I showed up at the hotel, and they were like, we don't have any record of you coming here. And I was like, I'm a Titanium Elite member. And they're like, thank you. You know, that's where the little Karen was coming up in me, and I'm like, do you not know my status? You know? And they were so nice behind the counter, they looked me up in the entire Marriott system, and they're like, you're staying at a hotel in St. Charles. And I'm like, where am I right now? And they're like, you're in Schaumburg. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I love it, though. I love statuses. That's what I'm all about, because I grew up in the trailer park. So my entire life goal as an adult is just to be treated better than everybody else. That's what it is. I've had to be on the bottoms during my developmental stages, and that's how villains are created. That's the backstory to a supervillain. You're like, he was poor, and everyone knew it. And now his only goal is victory. You know? I got incorporated this year, so I'm a business now, Zoltan Comedy Incorporation. And I only did it, don't clap yet. I only did it so I could get a purple credit card that lets me into the lounge at the airport. It's the only reason I did it. And it's because I was tired of going to the airport. I'm at the airport every week, and they're all lining up to this gated community. And I wasn't allowed in. It reminded me of my childhood in the trailer park, and I would just look up on the hill to houses with foundations, and I'm like, why do they get to live there? And then I'm like, how do I get into that damn gated breakfast? And I found out you have to have this credit card, but you can only get this credit card if you're a business, so I incorporated. I hired a bookkeeper. I filled out paperwork. I got an EIN number. And they're like, why did you do it? Did you do it for the tax breaks? No, I did it for sweaty eggs at LaGuardia Airport. That's why I did it. It's not even that great in there, but I just want it in, you know? I don't know what it says about me, but a few more years at the lounge, I'm gonna have that laugh. I'm gonna be there with that cappuccino. So I'll laugh at everyone in line at Dunkin'. silly. Yeah. Yesterday was a weird day. You ever have one of those days where nothing goes horribly wrong, but also it's just like a million little things go wrong, and you're like, what is it? What is it today? Is it me? Is it the world? What's going on? I had an early flight, like I always do. You think I'd be prepared. It's an every week situation, but I'm never. You know, like I had a flight Thursday morning. I had to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. And really, I could have woken up later, but I wanted ample lounge time. So I wanted to get to the airport early. I could have woken up later, but I'm like, oh, those sweaty eggs are mine. And I'm still new to it. Maybe I'll get used to it now, whatever. But I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, and the night before, I'm like, I'm gonna go to sleep early, and my wife's like, are you sure you don't want to watch some TV with me? And she gave me TV eyes, and I'm like, I want to watch TV. And then we stayed up till like midnight or something after. I probably went to sleep at like 1. You ever do that? You go to sleep late and then wake up super early, and then you wake up and you're like, did I even fall asleep? Right. It was one of those where you're like, I felt like a long blink is what that felt like. Like, that wasn't a dream, that was a thought. That's all I had. I had a thought, and then the alarm went off. And so I went to the airport, and then I landed in Cleveland, hopped in a rental car, and just drove, which is so dangerous. Just no sleep, new city, car I'm not familiar with, and just doing 80 on the interstate, just figuring it out, you know? And hopefully not falling asleep, because if I do, I know me. I'm taking someone with me. I'm just gonna, minivan, there we go. We're going into a ditch. You were too excited about that. I do want to say, yes, take them all out. All the minivans. That was a vendetta laugh, is what that was. What's that? You drive horribly? All right. I'm not allowed to add on to that. But yeah, that's... I'm allowed to chuckle if you say it, but I can't chime in with my opinion. Yeah, man. I was driving pretty bad yesterday because I was tired and I wanted to I'm like, I need a coffee. So I wanted to get a Starbucks, and they're like, there's a Starbucks. You know those little signs? They're like, oh, what, did they clean the freeway? And they're like, no. They didn't adopt a highway. There's a Starbucks at the next exit. And so I got off at the Starbucks, and I was so tired that I like waddled into the... Have you ever been that tired where you're like, I think people might think I'm drunk. So you just kind of walk in, and I'm just kind of swaying in line. And I'm so tired, I'm practicing my order in my head before I get to the person, because I know this can't happen in the moment. I gotta rehearse these lines. So I'm just in my head, just kind of going, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, cold cream, cold brew. That's all I'm doing. It's sweet cream cold brew. That's what it is. So I was just in there going, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet, in my head. But I know me. I have an expressive face, so I'm sure on the outside, people are just looking over, and I'm like, And I was ready. There was like 3 people ahead of me. I had my credit card out. I wasn't gonna mess with the zipper on my back pocket. I had the credit card in my hand, purple, you know, it's ready to go. And then I get to the front, I'm not making this up. The lady sees me holding the credit card, she goes, she goes, our system is down. You can only pay through the Starbucks app or cash. And I was like, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. Like, I don't know. I wasn't ready for that. My brain is too tired. I don't have it. And she goes, well, you can't pay with that. Have you ever been in that situation? It was such a weird situation. I was like stuck in no man's land. It was like I was a time traveler, but to my own era. You know what I mean? Like, I had the right thing, but they were only accepting things from the future and the past, but not now, you know? It's like you can either pay from the future or like you're buying heroin in an alley. That's how you can pay for this. And I'm just... And she repeated it. And she's like, you can only pay through the app or cash. And I'm like, I don't have either. And she goes, I'm so sorry. And I just went, And that was yesterday. Man, that joke came together good. I like that. That was my third time telling it. Twice yesterday, once today. Yeah, it could be something, right? Yeah. It's easy to write jokes when none of it's made up. You just go, this happened yesterday. And I'm very self-aware.
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, shared it, subscribed to it, hit the notification bell, do all the things YouTube makes you want to do. Other than that, I wanted to let you know that I'm constantly on tour, so go to my website, zoltancomedy.com, and see if I'm coming to a town near you. Thank you kindly.
Yeah! All right, it's happening. What's up, everybody? All right, it's over. All right. That was the right amount of energy for this venue. You know, you don't want it to be too loud. You're gonna alert the authorities. I love this. This is my first time at Soul Joel's, and this feels temporary. I don't know. I have another show tomorrow night, but if I showed up and this room is empty, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, how quickly could you leave? You're just just a utility knife, and we're out of here. I love this. It'd be so funny if we found out like they've just been squatting in this space. You showed up and there's just like a handwritten sign, comedy that way. Do they know what's going on? It's just like elderly people over there listening to big band music, and they're like, what's happening to the left? Don't worry about that, Grandpa. It's good, man. It's my first time in Pottstown, and yeah, I didn't know what to expect. No, it's not Pottsville. But that's true. Yeah, you were the one that let me know. Thank you so much for that. So after I got this booking, I made the event on Facebook, and I just put in Pottsville, because in my head I was like, "What? Yeah, Pottsville." And it's not, it's Pottstown, and she let me know Pottsville is also a real place. And it's not near here, obviously, because a war would have broken out. You guys had to move that near Pittsburgh or something. Can't have Pottstown next to Pottsville, that'll be a war, you know. Thankfully you let me know, and I'm like, thank God, there we go, you know. I could totally see this setup also in Pottsville, though. Taking a guess, you know. I'm just throwing darts, and I feel like it, you know. But yeah, I landed in Philly this morning and drove up, and it was crazy. Like as soon as Pottstown came into view, it was just those big. It looked like I was coming into Springfield or something. Just those two, like, is that a nuclear power plant out there? Man. It really let me know the type of people I was about to encounter. Because I've met a couple Homer Simpsons since I've been here. Just a couple people where I'm like, you don't know what today is, do you? Just saying, I'm not knocking on Pottstown. It's very nice, but I've met 3 people, all right? So this is not an indictment on your town. I'm probably wrong, okay? I haven't slept. I was on a red-eye flight, so it might be me. I hope it's me, all right? But I went to Walmart, and I went to, yeah. It started at Walmart, and I went to self-checkout, and the lady running the self-checkout said, good morning, too long. I don't even know if that makes sense to you, but I just walked in and it was too loud and too long, and she didn't break eye contact. It was just, good morning! And I haven't slept all night. I got off a flight and then drove an hour to Springfield, and now I'm at this Walmart, and I'm like, hi, yeah, good morning. And then she just, as I walked over to self-checkout, and I'm like, duly noted, you know? And then I went over to the hotel to check in. There's a little girl working the counter. Hello! And you're like, again? Damn it, you know? And it's just hard. It makes me wonder if it's me. I think it's probably me, you know, but it might be them. It makes me wonder. There's just a feeling there's a creepy feeling in this town. I can't put my finger on it, and I'm sure it's just me, but there's just a Quaker Oats man feeling about this town. Like every person I've met just has a look on their face like, oh no, an outsider. Smile till he leaves. And I'm probably wrong. I think it's just all there's been too many wars on this land, and you can feel it. You can feel it in your heart. The revolutionary, probably the civil, you know, January 6th, I feel like something happened here. Feels like there's been a lot of wars on these fields out here, and I can just feel the tension in my heart a little bit. I don't know what's going on, but I think I'm safe. I think I'm safe. We're inside, man. This beautiful Sunnybrook community. It's very cool. I like it. I'm very happy to be here. I actually just moved to New York City. Yeah, brand new to New York City. I didn't expect you to clap at that. Nobody has. Nobody has. Nobody has. I've told so many people, and they've just stared at me like I said Pottsville when I met Pottstown. And yeah, I'm excited to be there. Yeah, I'm totally. Thank you so much. I was super pumped. I told everybody because I grew up in San Diego, and I'm like, we're moving to New York City, and everyone was just like, why? Why would you do that? And I'm like, I've always wanted to live in the big city. And no, I grew up in the trailer park in the suburbs of San Diego. I'm used to smaller town feel, you know, and I want to be in the big city on the thing, you know. I want to fit in with the locals in the big city. And so that's what I've been trying to do. We've lived there for all of a week. And I had to fly back to do a show. That's why I had a red-eye flight last night, just so you know that what's going on in my life. But yeah, I'm trying to adjust to the city because I don't fit the vibe there. Like, for instance, I smile too much. Like, too much. And that's not you shouldn't be too joyful in New York City. Like, I live in Park Slope, Brooklyn, and everyone, all my neighbors just kind of have a look on them, like an author that can't finish their novel. Does that make any sense? Like, it's like a perplexed anger on their face, where they're just walking around, how do I kill the protagonist? Like, just, I can see that's what's going on in their heads. And, you know, and I smile too much, so I gotta work on the smile. You know, you can't smile. You just can't be like that all the time. And I make eye contact. Can't make eye contact, you know. It's good for comedy. It's good to be on stage to make eye contact with your audience, let them know you're engaged and present. But it's not good on the subway. You know, just sitting there, just... That'll get you killed, you know. So I'm trying to temper that. I'm trying to keep that in my heart, you know, even though it's in there. I'm like, we're really doing it. I get so excited on the subway because I've always had a car, and now I don't have a car, and I'm just on the big train, and I'm like, I feel like Babe, Pig in the City, you know? Just a lot of excitement going through my heart. That's a creaky stage right there. Did you hear that? I just went, wow, okay, we'll stay on this side. This stage is actually more solid than what it looked like from down there. Like when I was in the back of the room, I'm like, that looks like a temporary stage. And then I came up here, I'm like, no, these are barn doors or something. I'm like, oh, yeah. But yeah, I've been in New York for a week, and it's been fun. We went and saw the movies. We went to the cinema, which is cool, like some hipster cinema where they serve you cocktails. And then you're like, oh, this is fun. And then you find out they're $20. And you're like, oh no, this costs more than the movie. And so that part's kind of a bummer. But we went and watched the movie Air. Have you guys watched that one yet? The Nike movie. It's about Nike signing Michael Jordan in 1984. You watched it? Oh, you haven't watched it. You just know of the story. I appreciate that. All right. I was trying to connect with someone like it. Did you watch it? You enjoyed it?
I've not watched it yet.
Nobody's watched this movie. Right, these jokes should land. These jokes should land pretty good right now.
I went and watched it, and it's a period piece. Like, as soon as the movie starts, it says 1984. So you know we're in 1984. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, every time there's a movie from like the 80s or 90s or even the 70s, they just feel like the constant need to let you know what year it is. Like, after every scene, they would just do a close-up of something from the 80s. Like, hey, remember Pop-Tarts? Oh, breakfast cereal. Oh, stupid pants. Remember that? And it was just like, after like 15 minutes, I turned to Emma, and I'm like, I get it. It's 1984. Like, let it go, you know? Like, they don't do that with other movies, like in the 1800s, just some guy churning butter. Like, yeah, remember churning butter? Huh? Some guy sharpening a razor blade on a belt. Yeah, you know? God, the good old days, sharpening a razor blade on a belt. But yeah, the whole movie was about, it was hard to root for Nike, because Nike wasn't struggling. They were doing great. They were a multi-million-dollar business, maybe billion, who knows. It was just their basketball department was struggling. And one guy's like, I'm gonna lose my job, I gotta sign Michael Jordan. And it's weird, like, rooting for him, because you know it's gonna work out. Like, I already know how this goes. I'm like, you're wasting a lot of time stressing, man. You're gonna get him. You need to relax. You need to find a good work-life balance, man. You're gonna get him. It's gonna be good. Essentially, what the movie is a company trying to land an influencer. That's what it is. They were trying to land Michael Jordan, who would become the biggest influencer. But that let me know, the movie was good, by the way, but that let me know that in 20 years, this remake of this movie is gonna be lame, you know? It's gonna be lame. It's just gonna be a corporation trying to land someone from social media, you know, just some chubby executive running down the hallway going, we gotta get her, she's got the biggest ass on Instagram. You know? The Maybelline story, you know? We're gonna have to go, I hope they get her. I like that. You know, for not watching the movie, that's about as much as I can expect from you guys. You know, we took a swing at it. What can we do? I don't know. That's nice. It's been good in New York. We had a yard sale in San Diego before we moved. And not my idea. I don't think a yard sale has ever been a man's idea in the history of yard sales. I don't think a man ever was like, hey, we got a Saturday. You want to spend it in the front yard? With all of our things, meeting people we would never talk to in our regular lives at all? Would you like to do that? Would you like to haggle with a stranger over a Bluetooth speaker? Would you like to have that conversation of, no, that's not the original power charger. No, that's just one that happened to fit. Yeah. Pretty sure that was a woman's idea every time. It was my lady's idea. Emma's like, hey, this weekend, let's have a yard sale. And I was like, yeah, we could also just burn it. Just also burn everything and start completely over. But it's like, no, we might make $400. We have to do this. And we put all our stuff out there. And we're out there at 5 a.m. We started too early, you know, because we're like, what if we're not ready by 8? What if they leave us a bad Yelp review on our yard sale? And then they show up at 8, and it's man, there's two types of people that come to yard sales. There's regular people and psychopaths, all right? And the psychopaths are professional yard sale people who you don't expect to show up. You know, you just think you're gonna meet your neighbor from across the street who needs a lamp, and you're like, I happen to have one right there. And then you high five and they leave, and you're like, okay, we sold that lamp. But it's not. These are like serious yard sale people. Like, they showed up at 7:50, and they're like, yeah, are you open? And I'm like, it's a front yard, dude. Like, just come in. I don't, you know, just start looking around. And that's the other part of the yard sale they don't talk about. Like, we put all our stuff out there, and it's not our best stuff, okay? Our best stuff we're keeping, okay? This is stuff we're willing to part with. And I was looking at it going, I don't want the neighbors to see this. They're gonna come in and go, this is the kind of crap they've been keeping in their house? I felt so self-conscious. The first couple people that came in, I'm like, we got better stuff inside. Well, we're keeping that. You rummage around this garbage. We had someone steal at our yard sale. Emma and I saw a lady steal something at our yard. It was such a weird feeling. It was so weird because part of me was angry because you're stealing from me in my own yard. Like, part of me wants to run up to you and kick your ass, you know? But there's another part of me that wants to run up to you and go, hey, thank you.
you could grab a couple more things on your way out. You can steal that, but you also got to take that giant thing and a couple of those, you know? I wasn't ready for the haggling. People haggled. I've never haggled a day in my life. I didn't know prices were negotiable. You know, this isn't a flea market. You know, it was my front yard. My front yard, we put out our good blankets to lay this crap on. And they come in, will you? Like, I've never haggled. And you know why I've never haggled? Because I grew up poor. And I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like I do. Like, because I grew up poor, I always assume that people think I don't have it. So I'll pay you double. You know, like I have that. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but I have a little of that in me. What do you think, I'm trash? I'll pay you 3 times the amount. I'll buy your whole yard. You tell me right now. So I got that in me, so I would never haggle with somebody. But I remember it was at 1, we called it. We're like, all right, that's it. And whatever was left, we left in the yard. And we went and had lunch at a cafe down the street, and while we were eating there, someone came to a Ring doorbell. And, you know, you can talk through the Ring doorbell, there's a camera. And Emma answered it, and it was some lady, and she's like, is the rug still for sale? And she's pointing at the rug, and Emma's like, yeah. And she's like, is it still $10? I brought cash. And Emma's like, yeah. And she goes, will you take 8? And I'm like, are we negotiating through a Ring doorbell right now? What are you doing with that $2? That's what I want to know. Like, what? Like, how do you just give me 8 and slip it under my doormat? You just go home going, hey, she asked. Like, you already know that's a conversation she's having with her husband when she gets home. They asked for 10, but I said, I'll do 8. That's my bottom dollar. And then they said, well, okay, so I really stole this for us. You could have had it for free if you didn't just hit the doorbell. You know what I mean? Like, you could have just had it. What are you getting at? I'm worried about where that $2 is going. Going to like the Republic of China or something. Like they're funding something nefarious with those $2. That's what it was, man. But it was fun. I'm glad we finally got the move going. We live in I have a super at my building. I've never had a super before, and that's a superintendent. That's what that is. And he's a man I cannot understand. I don't even know what his native language is, but he is so unintelligible that even if I spoke his native language, I don't think it would help. It's that bad. Like, he speaks English, but it's so, I don't understand it, but what he makes up for not being able to be understood, he makes up for in volume and not letting you talk. So, I remember the first time I had to call him before because we're flying in and I'm like, we need to coordinate the key drop off because I'm coming in with 8 pieces of luggage, 2 cats, and a wife. You know, I'm bringing in a lot of stuff. And I'm like, hi, Ken. His name's Kenny. And I don't think that's his name. Like, I think if I asked his mother and we'd be like, is Kenny around? She wouldn't know who I was talking about. And I was like, and I can't, here's the thing too, like, he is so ununderstandable that my impression of him is as close as I can get. Okay? Like, it's not gonna make sense to you, but it's as close as I can get. I got on the phone, I'm like, hey Kenny, this is Zoltan. And he just goes, ah! That's as close as I can get to what I heard coming out of the phone. And I was like, Kenny? Ah! Never mind. And I hung up the phone, and Emma and I looked at each other. I'm like, did you hear that? And she's like, I didn't want to, and I did. That wasn't even on speakerphone. That was off regular, ah! And I was like, well, maybe he's easier to understand in person, you know, because I can read his lips, you know, I can go off the lips, and then what he's saying, and it was in person. Ah! And I'm like, okay, I'm responsible for what goes on up there, is what I'm gathering. If there's a clogged drain, that's on the Z-Man, because I don't know if I can pantomime this problem to old Kenny here. It's wild, dude. But it's good. I'm happy. We got married April 5th at the courthouse. That's why I'm rocking the ring. Yeah. We had a courthouse. We're having a real wedding in Italy. We're flying to Italy in May. Yeah, we're eloping to Italy. And elopement, if you don't know, that's when you realize your wedding will be way more fun if nobody comes to it. That's when you crunch the numbers and you're like, hey, if nobody comes, we can go to Italy, you know? And that's when we weighed the love of our family against a trip to Italy, and we decided au revoir, you know? That's not even Italian, but it doesn't matter because they're not coming anyway, you know? So, but before we went to Italy, we had to, we got married for realsies, like with the documentations at a courthouse in San Diego, because I didn't want an Italian marriage license that I can't read. So I wanted one in English, so we had it over there. My mom came, and she just sobbed at the courthouse, which moms just cry. That's what they do. And it was so weird because Emma and I were reading our, we're saying our I do's, and she's crying, and we were like, I was like, I'm like, I got nothing. Do you have? And I'm like, I got a little because my mother's crying, but I'm like, are you good? And she's like, I feel nothing right now. And I'm like, I know, right? It's hard to feel the emotion at the courthouse because the marriage license area is next to the death certificate desk. And it's just, because you're just thinking of the mortality now. You're like, man, if one of us goes 2 feet that way is where we get that framed document. Which, what is that for? What are you doing with the death certificate? You frame that? What do you do?
Take it to the bank.
You take it to the bank? Oh, so you can get the person's money? Ah, that's so wow. Wow, we really figured out what life was about all along, didn't we? Going to the courthouse going, can I have a stamped document? I gotta take my dead relative's money.
Multiple copies.
You need multiple copies? Why do you all know this? Like, I'm guessing like you don't do that day one. Yeah, you don't do that day one. Like, you don't go right after the funeral going, I gotta go get the dead, There's probably a couple days, right? You gotta be like, yeah. That's probably something I've thankfully, knock on wood, I haven't lost a close relative yet to where I have to go get the death certificate. But I think that would cross my mind where I can't go get the document the next day. You can't, like, when was the death? 6 hours ago. I need this money, all right? Like, you gotta give it a couple, bereavement weeks. And then you're like, is this still good? I don't know if I'm sure. I'm just like, it's like I always feel like I'm gonna be judged by somebody, so I'm like, I gotta give this a breath, But yeah, afterwards we went out to a little post-wedding lunch with my mother, and my mother is a sweet lady. She's a sweet little Hungarian lady. She's really open-minded and all that stuff, but she's still 60, so she's open-minded with a cap. You know what I mean? Like, she's open. Everyone should live their lives, but that's her, which I've never I've tried to figure out, like, what's that part? And she's like, what do you mean? Like, I remember I had two friends, they were lesbians, and I remember before we met them, I was like, oh yeah, that's Casey and that's her wife, Kelly. They're lesbians. And then my mother was like, oh, that's okay. This is America. You're allowed to love whoever you want, but And I was like, what's that? What's that last part? And she's like, what do you mean? This is America. Everybody gets to be who they want, but And I'm like, I think that's as open-minded as you can be for being born in 1963. And I respect her for at least doing that, I'm not judging her. I'm just like, all right, that's where it is. I'll have my version of that if I'm ever lucky enough to be 60, I'll have whatever that is. But I remember we went out to eat, and our waiter had dreadlocks. And I could see my mom eyeballing these dreadlocks. And I'm like, don't, come on, just don't. And she goes, oh, I love your hair. Can I touch your hair? And I'm like, part of me was like, Mom, you can. But then the other part of me was like, he's white. There was a part, and then I'm like, no, this is okay. I actually think if you're a white dude with dreadlocks, no one should even have to ask. Like, that's the punishment for appropriating someone else's culture, is that strange 60-year-old women are gonna come up and just do this. I think that's how we kind of level that playing field a little bit, you know? She's a sweetheart. I love my mom. She taught me everything I know about finances, which is why I don't own anything. I was raised by a tiny Hungarian lady. And here's the thing, I've met a lot of Hungarians performing around the country. I have Hungarian people come to my shows just because my name is Zoltan Kaszas on the marquee, and they're like, that guy's Hungarian, we gotta go, you know? And is that a person right there? That's the reason you came?
My ex-husband was Hungarian, and my kids are half Hungarian.
All right, nice, all right. So this didn't come as like a vendetta or anything. I gotta see one of his countrymen, you know? I'm kidding. But yeah, so I get to meet a lot of Hungarians traveling around the country, and most of the Hungarians that I get to meet, their lineage started here in '56, because in 1956 there was a revolution in Hungary against communism, and it didn't work, they lost. And it lasted like a week, so everybody that didn't want that, they like escaped and came to the United States. So most of the Hungarians I meet here came in '56. We came in '91, after communism fell, because my mom was kind of a communist. And I mean like a real one, not the modern definition of a communist where like you wore a mask during the pandemic. I don't mean that. That's like the modern definition of a communist. I mean like a real one where she's like, I don't think people should own property. You know, like a real, she's one of those, and see, it just got quieter. I don't agree with her, just for the record. But that's who she is, and that's who I learned my finances from. Because I've started making a little bit of money in comedy, and I'm like, Mom, I've heard I'm supposed to invest this money and do stuff. She goes, what, are you an idiot? You don't invest, why? So the bank can take it? And I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, no, that's not what you do with your money. And I was like, what do I do with my money? She goes, you put it in the bank. And I go, then what do I do? Then you look at it. And then what do I do? Then you go to sleep. So that's what I do. Before I go to bed, I look at my bank account and I go, and that, by the way, if you talk to like any financial advisor, the worst, don't listen to my mother. She has a lot of power over me, so I'm like, that's what we gotta do, you know? That's what we gotta do. It's hard. It's hard. We're doing our best out there. We're all living. Excited to be married. I've realized that when we were in New York, what marriage, my favorite part of marriage is showing interest in each other's interests. You know what I mean? Like, we were walking around Prospect Park, and the cherry blossom trees were blooming. And if I was single, I would have never known that. I would have just walked by that tree like an idiot and not taken time to admire it. But thankfully, I'm married, and my wife is like, the cherry blossom trees are blooming, take a picture of that. And I'm like, whoa, I almost missed that. Hell yeah. And then she told me, did you know cherry blossom trees only bloom for 2 weeks a year and then they die for the rest of the year? Don't miss that. And I'm like, man, there's so many dumb single guys just walking by it. They're missing the cherry blossom trees. They're a bunch of losers, you know? And that let me, because I know a little bit about her interests, and then because we're together, she knows that pro wrestler Kurt Angle has been addicted to pain pills because he broke his neck at a 2003 pay-per-view called No Way Out. And that's what marriage is. She knows a little bit about my interests, and I know a little bit about hers. I'm glad you guys connected with that. I was scanning this audience, and I'm like, I feel like they'd like that joke. Kurt Angle's a Pennsylvanian, you know?
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, shared it, subscribed to it, hit the notification bell, do all the things YouTube makes you want to do. Other than that, I wanted to let you know that I'm constantly on tour, so go to my website, zoltancomedy.com, and see if I'm coming to a town near you. Thank you kindly.